I'm going to lose a ton of subscribers because I made this video. Just a warning. So, hello YouTube. I'm going to deviate from something I normally do, and instead talk about something that's going around in the atheist community recently. You know, being part of the atheist community has its benefits and downsides. One downside is that sometimes the videos that the atheist community often likes to discuss, and sometimes the topics too, are really not worthy of discussion. I hate to say that, but sometimes it's just like all drama and you don't want to get involved in it altogether. But this is one instance where I have to conform and sort of agree with the rest of the atheist community. This is a very important topic to talk about indeed. So, for those of you who have been living under a rock, I speak of the article where a woman named Catherine Q. Becker cut off her husband's penis and threw it in the garbage disposal. This is, of course, when her husband filed for divorce. So she put some drugs in his breakfast, and when he passed out, she hogtied him, and after he regained consciousness, she cut off his penis and threw it in the garbage. Now, obviously, this story is horrific in and of itself. For any female in my audience, I know you probably feel for the guy, but trust me when I say this, and don't take any offense, you honestly cannot empathize enough unless you are a guy, or at least unless you've had a penis before. Because a penis is a guy's life. I'm not exaggerating. You cut off a guy's penis, you might as well take away his life. But I guess women can empathize with the pain that this must have caused. I mean, women have sensitive spots too. You hit that part and it hurts like fucking hell. Same with a guy. I've been kicked in the balls several times, and let me tell you, it sucks. So I can't possibly imagine the pain that this guy must have went through when this woman was cutting off his balls. So this story is bad enough, but what comes is possibly even worse is that these talk show hosts on this show called The Talk, which is a show on CBS, decided to cover this article, and they started laughing at this guy's misfortune, because all of these hosts are female, by the way, and the audience, from what I gathered, was also primarily a female audience. I don't know the minds of women, but I don't see anything remotely humorous about that as a guy. On the contrary, this humor is very, very poorly misplaced. In fact, I think I can safely say, how dare these women laugh at this guy's misfortune? I'm sure these talk show hostesses, and the audience for that matter, wouldn't be laughing if the situation was reversed. If a woman filed for divorce and her husband drugged her and tied her up and cut off her breasts and her clitoris, I'm sure they wouldn't be laughing then. And furthermore, I'm sure they wouldn't be laughing if a bunch of men got up on front of national TV and started laughing at this story. They'd have their fucking heads on a stick. Thankfully, there are more sensible women who talked about this subject, and their videos will be linked down below. This psychopathic bitch is obviously terrible, and the fact that these women were laughing at the story is terrible. But what I find even more terrible is that this story didn't cause much of an uproar. Sure, on YouTube, many people are speaking out against it, but not a lot of people otherwise are talking about this, and this hasn't even made, like, headlines. Like, this should make big news. The talk show hosts eventually made an apology, but I have to say it's one of the most half-assed and half-baked apologies I've ever heard. Like, it's kind of one of those half-assed apologies you told your mom when you were a kid, when you stole your brother's toy and had to return it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's the sort of apology they made. And for fuck's sake, one of the hostesses was on the verge of giggling. I don't remember which one. But perhaps what's even worse is that some people are trying to justify these hostesses' actions. Like, oh, they're just doing their job. Or, oh, they're women, they're allowed to laugh at these things. No, they're fucking not! I don't care whether you have a penis, a vagina, or a tentacle, or all three, for that matter. You shouldn't be laughing at this shit. Ooh, women have been persecuted for thousands of years. Well, so what? That doesn't give you a go-free card to do whatever the hell you want. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she can't laugh at this guy. It's a free country. What can I do? But at the same time, she shouldn't be so surprised when she sees a whole lot of us angry and disgusted at her laughing at this guy. For any feminists in my audience, can you see why I can't take feminism seriously now? I know all of you probably are not supporting this psychopathic bitch and what she did, but with these talk show hosts all being women and all the women in the audience laughing, I mean, do you not understand why I can't take you seriously? It's because women and feminists all push for gender equality, but when some misfortune befalls upon this poor guy as a result of a woman's actions, they all laugh. And clearly they wouldn't be doing the same thing if the situation was reversed. So gender equality, my ass. And if you think this is an isolated incident, I don't think it's an isolated incident when every single member of the audience was laughing. Now again, I know that not all feminists support these women who laughed at the woman that chopped off her husband's penis, and good for them, good on them, but they should at least understand why sometimes we guys can't take feminists seriously. You want me to support you on your quest for gender equality? Sure, I will, but don't stab me in the back while you're doing so. Now, I addressed the talk show hosts who hosted the talk and laughed at this guy's misfortune. If you want my respect back, if you want the respect back from thousands, no, millions of viewers who viewed your show that day and clearly felt that there was nothing humorous about that, if you want their respect back, then we demand a better apology from you. Every single one of you, and it better be a more sincere apology than the last one. If CBS was smart, they would demand these women to make an apology as well, if they wanted to keep their credibility up. So when will this situation pass over? Who knows? When these women make a better apology, I will be sure to post it here, or post a link to it at least, but I won't hold my breath. Thanks for watching, guys, and may the truth always be heard.